Alright everybody, blank back. New week, new video. Since we were doing the character files for Monkey D. Luffy last week, we're gonna go ahead and be continuing that with Roronoa Zoro. So without further ado, I'm not gonna waste your time, so let's get on with it. Roll the clip! As I said earlier, this video we're gonna go ahead and be covering Roronoa Zoro. Post time skip, he is at age 21, meaning pre-time skip he was at age 19 when we first met him in the story. His height is roughly 5'11". He hails from the East Blue just as our main character Monkey D. Luffy, and his hometown is Shimotsuki Village. Special abilities will include the Santo Ryu style, which translate to 3 sword style, armament haki, conqueror's haki, and observation haki. A professional sleeper, binge drinker, and he's very amazingly good at getting lost. Now that I gave you creepy specifics about his body, let's go ahead and talk about Zoro's history. Zoro's tale begins in Shimotsuki Village, where he made the decision of abandoning his normal life to pursue the life of a swordsman at a young age of 10 years old. He's always been gifted in the way of the sword, able to defeat adults at such a young age. This man has always been a monster. We've seen him train a few times in the anime, and it tends to get a little ridiculous at times, to say the least, but turns out this is just as normal to him as taking a shit in the morning. He's been training super intensely since before he was even a teenager. Obviously, if you're going to be training this hard, there has to be some motive or reason behind it, right? Well, there was. As impressive as Zoro's swordplay was at the time, there was just one person who he couldn't quite beat, and to top it off, it was a girl named Kuina. For Zoro's 10-year-old underdeveloped brain, that was just unacceptable. Bro, Kuina was so much of a beast, she was able to beat Zoro 2,000 times in battle. She really ran through this man like it was World 1-1 on a 2D platformer Mario game. It was on the 2001st loss that Zoro finally broke down in frustration and made a promise to Kuina, and most importantly to himself, that he will one day defeat her and become the greatest swordsman in the world. This is where Kuina decided to open up to our young moss ball, and she reveals that she shares the same dream, but that hers will never happen. According to her father Koshiro, which is also both of their sensei in the way of the sword, that she will inevitably become weaker as her body matures with age. This pisses off Zoro and fuels his desire to become the greatest swordsman in the world even more for the both of them. All that's fine and dandy, but being a One Piece backstory, someone has to die, right? This time the person responsible for my crying session and increased mental instability is none other than Zoro's new girlfriend, Kuina herself. She falls down some stairs at the dojo like one of those Flash Player ragdoll games, and it's lights out. Since she's dead anyway, Zoro asks Sensei Koshiro for her sword in order to honor her legacy or some shit. And that's pretty much the tale of the white-hilted sword in Zoro's mouth. Once he was of age, he hears of this man known as the current greatest swordsman in the world, Dracul Mihawk. So he sets off from his village in search of this man. Zoro, being Zoro, obviously gets lost almost immediately, and ends up becoming a bounty hunter, taking out pirates in the East Blue to make a living, eventually getting caught up with the Marines, setting up for this fateful encounter, and the rest is pretty much history. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about some of my favorite moments with Zoro, and we're going to go ahead and kick this off with the time when Zoro tested his luck with a Kitetsu blade. So this goes all the way back near the beginning. This is when Zoro is looking for new swords after breaking his old ones and comes across this little cursed demon blade known as Kitetsu, known to curse all who wield it, pretty much a guaranteed death sentence imbued in a sharp piece of metal. Dude said if it cuts my arm, f it. If it doesn't, that's cool too. I just really enjoyed in this part how much he trusts the way of the sword and how much he has confidence in his own ability, that he was able to put his own arm on the line and affect his whole fighting style just for that. So it was pretty neat. Next one I chose was Zoro versus Mr. One. Not much to say about this other than it was really cool for Oda to give someone the devil fruit power of turning themselves into an actual human blade, which just seems like a natural step and obstacle in Zoro's quest to become the greatest swordsman in the One Piece world. Because I mean, if you're going to be fighting swordsmen, how does it not make sense to use the power system that you have in your story to make someone a human sword? So I guess, yeah, that's pretty cool. The next scene takes place all the way up a little further down the line in Water 7. Nothing really spectacular or anything, but he just cuts a freaking train into like 3 pieces like it's cake. It's just so cool seeing how far Zoro's strength takes him, and he does it so effortlessly too. It's awesome. That's it. Now this one, I don't know if you'd want to count it because it's from the movies, but I chose Zoro's fight with Indigo from the Strong World movie for 2 reasons. 1, because it's flashy and the animation is like at its peak, and 2, because I get to see his demon aura Ashura piercing drill attack. Man, that's a mouthful. But nevertheless, my favorite attack from Zoro, hands down. It's so cool. Like the screen gets a nice hue of red as he goes into his demon form, and he just like drills the man. And for my final choice, I chose when Zoro slices Pika in half. This is just overkill. Zoro really made a clean cut right through a fucking mountain man, and he made it look so effortless. How is that not something memorable? It's just so awesome. He gets chucked from halfway across the town, Dressrosa. So midair flying, let's keep it at a modest 70 miles per hour. He's flying midair in his body, holding 3 swords, 1 in his mouth, somehow grip strength strong enough to not have them fly out, coats them in armament hockey, and then just slices through him like a clean cut right down the middle. Like that, I cannot make this video and not talk about that scene. I just can't. Alright, yeah, that's gonna just about do it for this episode. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. What are your favorite moments with Zoro, and who should I cover next? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.